Finally, after months of dwindling sales, the condo market is starting to heat back up. You want to know what's happening? Well, stay tuned because I'm getting into it right now. Hey everybody, Dietric Williams, realtor with Compass, Baldwin Hills, California. Welcome back to another session of Info on the Go, the show where I give tips, tricks, and insight on how to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in Southern California. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell so that you're notified every time I upload new content to YouTube. For the second consecutive month, condos have sold over list price. Homebuyer competition is increasing in this area. And that's a signal that the post-pandemic slump for condos has now been renewed as more buyers are becoming interested in purchasing condos. In June, the median sales price for a condo in LA County shot up to $595,000. That's above the $500,000 asking price that they were in January. Add to that, it's really a 23% increase year over year from June of 2020. When the median sales price was about $482,500. Now currently, there are about 720 condos for sale in LA County under the $600,000 price range. And there's about 50 more that are coming soon to the market. This is interesting when you look at new listings for condos are up 15% year to date. However, active listings are down 8%. And that's not really a surprise. We know that we have gone through some inventory constraints over the last couple of years. And when we look at inventory month supply, that number year to date is down from 3 to 2. Now, month supply tells you how many months it would take to sell off all the existing inventory that's in the market right now. This really is an indication that demand is strong. It's really high right now. And condo sales are turning over rather quickly. And we can see that by the median days on the market, which dropped from 21 days, so about 3 weeks, to just over a week and a half at 11 days. But what's really happening right now? Well, let's take a step back. When the pandemic first started and the state of California went on lockdown, it forced many of us to work from home and to homeschool. And we recognized that we didn't have as much space as we thought. And so it pushed a lot of people into the home buying market for single family homes as they shied away from the shared walls of condo life. Now, as that began to happen, more competition entered the market, interest rates dropped, that furthered competition, and prices began to heat up drastically. What really happened next is kind of a bummer for a lot of people, but it priced some people out of the market as prices just began to shoot higher and higher and higher. Now, let's look at where we are right now. If you look at it, for LA County, about 70% of our population is totally vaccinated. And we've reopened the state as of the middle of June. So more and more people are going back to work, more things are opening up, the economy is opening up. And now people are starting to look and see that maybe purchasing a single family resident may not actually be for me right now. One is I don't necessarily need the space as the economy opens up, jobs open up, and kids are going back to school. But two, there's also shared amenities amongst condos. So I can have a pool, I can have a gazebo, I can have a place to barbecue and grill. Maybe I'm in a gated community where there are parks and I feel a little bit more safer, or I just don't want to do the maintenance on a single family house. I'd rather let the HOA take care of all of that for me. So this push has caused more people to regain and renew interest in purchasing condos. But let's focus on that affordability issue that I just talked about. We already know that prices are skyrocketing, and that's really been spurred by a lot of bidding wars. But those bidding wars have caused many of the buyers to go through what we call buyer fatigue, and they've kind of just dropped out of the market. So some of the demand is kind of cooling off, but it's not going to be enough to just cause a market crash. So please don't expect me to say that the market is going to crash anytime soon. I already talked about that in a previous video, so we're not going to go there. But this buyer fatigue has been mainly felt in the single family residential market. If interest rates, which dropped to historically low levels as of the time that I'm doing this video, which is on a Friday, and I just read about this the day prior, which was Thursday. Now, interest rates have shot down, but they have been predicted to rise above 3% in the fourth quarter. If that happens and prices continue to rise, that's going to cause more people to get pushed out of the market because they won't be able to afford it. But what does this mean for the condo industry? Well, it's gonna kind of be the same thing. So if you look at how lenders kind of pre-approve people for condos versus single family homes, the metrics are somewhat the same, but there's a couple of pieces that they add into that. One of the biggest things that they add into that is that the monthly HOA has an effect on your purchasing power. I'll give you an example. For every $100 in HOA fees, that decreases a buyer's purchasing power between $15,000 and $20,000. So let's just take that median sales price that I was talking about, a $600,000. If you're purchasing a condo that has an HOA of $400 a month, your purchasing power just dropped from $600,000 to $520,000. For now though, those low levels of inventory and high demand are continuing to push prices up. We may not see the softening of the market happen for another 12 to 18 months out. Who's to say? I really don't know, but I can kind of see that happening just based off of the buyer fatigue that's happening with my clients and the clients of the colleagues that I'm talking to across the country each and every day. But for now, if you're a buyer that's looking to get into the market, a condo might just be your way to get yourself into the market that you can use that to leverage and purchase your single family home at a later date.